great gift for hockey fans would be the NHL announcing a rock-solid start date.
Wouldn't it ever?
The league and its Players Association are aiming to drop the puck on a 56-game schedule on January 13th, with camps opening up as early as New Year's Day. Then there's tweaking divisions, which includes an all-Canadian division.
That's going to be heated this year.
It's going to be super Canadian. The good news is financial questions are reportedly no longer an issue. Welcome, everybody, to Razor's Reaction, where we get Razor's reaction to stuff. Andrew Raycroft, it is good to see your face. How have you been?
I'm good, Emerson. I hate to admit it, but almost really nice to see your face, too. I miss you.
I know you do. You should maybe try texting me back or tweeting me back. We'll get into that another time. So right now, it's looking like a tentative start date around January 13th for the league. 56-game schedule, my friend. Teams reportedly would be allowed 10-day training camps with no exhibition games. As a former player yourself, how does this sit with you?
Let's go. Let's drop the puck. We've been sitting home for a long time. Some of us got to go to a bubble. The rest of us have been sitting on our couch since March, so I don't get to eat as much turkey. I don't get to have the extra glass or two of scotch over the holidays now that it's a 10-day camp, but let's go, let's drop the puck, and let's play some hockey.
Yeah, how do you see this impacting the quality of play? It seems like a really quick turnaround, man.
It's going to be a quick turnaround. It's going to be similar to the bubble, where there was a lot of talk of the quality of play. There's a lot of talk of the quality of the ice, so we get to miss on the quality of the ice, but certainly it's going to be sloppy out of the gates, but that's what we're dealt with. That's what we have to deal with. All pro sports are dealing with it, and it's up to the organizations, it's up to the teams, it's up to the coaches and the players to do their best with those 10 days, to do their best right now. Guys are on the ice, guys are where they need to be, and really maximize the next 28 days before the season starts.
Yeah, and you got guys like David Pastrnak and Brad Marchand. They're recovering from off-season surgery here. So the later the start date, really the better for the Beast. But with an abbreviated season, I mean, how devastating could it be not having them early on?
I think the Bruins have shown over the years they can find a way. And I think as a team, they have a similar lineup. They don't have a bunch of new pieces. They didn't get 12 new free agents. They'll be ready. Their culture's there. So you want them back as soon as possible. And I think that January 13th date's much better than the December 1st that we were talking about when their injuries first came to light.
Yeah, and then you consider like this reported NHL division realignment. We'll punch up the graphic here. Sure, no Tampa Bay, yay. However, what are some of the new challenges the Bruins could face in this legit-looking group?
You look at the Rangers, they had the first overall pick. They made some moves. Buffalo with Taylor Hall. New Jersey should be better. Philadelphia had a great finish last year, especially in the bubble with a young goaltender. Sidney Crosby's always a handful. And then the Washington Capitals with Alex Ovechkin. And there's no easy game in the NHL. It's the biggest cliche going. But I think it is a good thing to miss the Toronto Maple Leafs, to miss the Tampa Bay Lightning. We've talked about a couple years ago, the top 3 teams in the league were in their division. It was Tampa Bay, Boston, and Toronto. So you do miss those 2 teams. You gain team. You're going to have good teams in your division no matter what division it is. But I do think missing Tampa and Toronto is not necessarily a bad thing for the Bruins.
I mean, to me, it seems like it would be wise to pick up and rack up as many points as possible against like the Sabres, Devils, and Hurricanes, considering how tough the rest of the group is. What kind of disadvantage does this create for the Canadian teams? I mean, those guys are traveling from like coast to coast there.
That's the one thing, the biggest thing that stands out for the Bruins and their entire division is the ease of travel is so much better than all the other divisions. And Canada unto itself is going to be difficult, going all the way out west, traveling through 4 different time zones at different times is going to be much more difficult for those Canadian teams, considering Boston basically has an hour-and-a-half flight max. Wherever they go, they're going to be in and out of these cities. They're in metropolitan New York so much. So it's certainly an advantage over the 56 games because, don't forget, these games are going to be so condensed that with the travel on top of it in Canada, it's going to be a much harder division to play in than what the Bruins will be in.